letter. Father's Day, 2004. What would be characteristic of a good father? To me, it would be one who cares for all his soul for his family. One who would never desert his loved ones, makes time for them, no matter what. A father would know when something is wrong with his family. His daughters would be able to talk to him, ask him anything without fear of his getting angry. All the unconditional love and time this certain father gives his family shows that he's a wonderful father. In case you did not realize it, Daddy, these characteristics match you. I think you're a wonderful father. The fact is, I was not. I spent a lot of my life being surer of what I was not rather than what I was. I mean, take my father, for instance. I was nothing like my father in terms of what he could do. He was a fixer of things, engines, machines, things around the house, whatever. That was his gift. At his work, he was a boss. At home, however, he knew who was the boss. All you ask, all your mother. Caribbean homes, you see, are the domain of women. And ours was no exception. My mother raised 8 children, 6 girls, 2 boys, with a great deal of love, and in equal doses, a great deal of licks. You all know the term straightening. Well, in the 50s, before the Black Power movement, Black women used to go to the hairdresser to have her put a hot iron comb in their hair to straighten the kinks out. You could hear the hair sizzle and scream. Well, bringing up children was something like that. They had to be straightened out with licks. And if the home didn't manage it, there was always the schoolmaster with his whip. And if that failed, well, prison and the cat o' nine tails. I was straightened out, well straightened out at home. But straightened out to do what? I mean, I had no aptitude or inclination to follow in my father's footsteps. And I had no particular skill. So I left home with a head full of questions. By the time I got married, though, to my wife, Pat, and we started having a family, we were certain about one thing, and that is that we would not institute licks as a form of bringing up our children. That was an old relic from the slave days. There was something else too. By that time, I had discovered my own passion for making theater, and I devoted a lot of time to it. I was very fortunate. In fact, I considered myself very lucky because I had daughters. And of course, daughters are the responsibility of the mother, right? Tell that to my daughters. They didn't agree. They tried everything to teach me otherwise. They wrote letters, they drew pictures and painted paintings. They took me to task. They made me Project Daddy. Okay, so take that letter I just read. That was from my last daughter, Raoul Orisha. Here she was, telling me what I knew myself not to be. It wasn't flattery or, as we say in Trinidad, mama guy. It was really the father that she saw in me. But the question for me was, how could I become that father? I know I had a track record by that time. My first daughter, Tinuke, her letter is imprinted here. Daddy, you remember those days? I mean, before the teenage years, you were just somebody to be afraid of. I was scared to be around you because I could never do anything right. So we had abolished the institution of licks, but the old legacy of fear, the old slavery ways still remained. My second daughter, Adiola, she would have none of it. She rebelled. Everybody's afraid of you. We don't know what mood you will come home in. And when you come home, there's nothing that we can do to please you. I'm fed up. That child presented me with a mirror of my own tyranny. I was humbled. You know, in the wisdom of our African tradition, we say that the soul chooses its head, that means its purpose or its destiny, before coming to earth. It means that the child chooses the parent. And in coming through the passage of birth, we disremember those choices. I really wondered about the wisdom of my own children in choosing me, so inadequate a man, as their father. I sort of, reasoned that maybe it's really the mother that they choose and the father is just, the luck of the draw. The gap between myself and my children was this wide. My third daughter, Isana, she helped to bridge that gap. She presented me with this. Don't be distracted by the good looks. Look at what is written underneath it, at the bottom. My daddy. That child was born with the gift of unconditional love. She stretched out her hand, and that helped me to cross that bridge and to meet on the other side my last daughter, Raoul Orisha. She carries my name, and she claimed me. When that child was 2 months old, I was taking her to the nursery, for the first time. And when we just separated, I felt a tug in my navel. I imagine that's the way mothers feel. And I recognized that in order to be a father, I had first to become a mother. In our tradition, we say that the child chooses its parents so that we can allow the child to manifest its destiny. We provide that space for that to happen. But the child also chooses the parent to bring us to our better selves. And it's from this perspective that I can say that a boy becomes a man when he faces his father. A man becomes a father when he faces his children. A father, however, becomes an ancestor only when his children face him. I am at 70. in sight of the crossroads of ancestorship. I stand in the full gaze of my children, all of them, those who chose me in coming to this earth and who give me a second chance, those four, with my grandchildren, 7 of them. Those who chose me on their journey, during their journey on this earth. The first of them being our Shopi, Mark Laveau, who gave me the title and the honor of Baba, which means karaoke, father. He's also fathering me right now through this whole process of truth-telling. I stand as well at this time in the gaze of my ancestors. They're here with me. There's one of them who, in her latter years of dementia, she would take off all her clothes and run through the house stark naked. She would have to be restrained. Tonight, however, she's free to speak. When you get to that crossroads, you stand alone, naked, stripped of secrets, free of fear, no theater, no talent, no masquerade, no mama guy, no religion, no ritual. You stand, you one, facing the only question that matters. What have you done with the gift? The gift that every single soul brings to this earth. What have you done with the gift of love?